How you feeling, brother? What have you seen so far? Just generally, Wembley Stadium, dude, this is so hype and so good.
Oh, it's been incredible. We're going to kick this off right now with Kimbo. I could not be more excited to be here. Sims, thank you for having me in the booth. But, I mean, tell you what, these past few series have been incredible. The Fabi Infused series, couldn't believe it went the distance. The two series we've seen just now, also SLG's dominant victory, have set us up for such a great losers final. So I could not be more thrilled to be here.
And just to it's double, triple, and I believe they might even know it was Flux who's actually going to be bagging himself that fresh OS as well. Big Daddy Kimbo putting the pain train already onto Supremacy. Supremacy is such an amazing roster. And yeah, as Harry mentioned before, I can see this one going all the way unless, you know, Infused, they just can't be stopped. They play against Supremacy like they played against Fabi. They could more than well have potential to just make this 4 games and job done.
All right, and Flux right there did have the camo, so I wanted to point out that he will be forced to burn there over to Snaky, who for a second was the last player alive on this Infused roster.
Looking across the board now, Snaky going to get his shields back, dips up onto outside, looks down at the little mini vat. He sees Punisher. Punisher, though, answering back. Gives a bit of a cheeky challenge, did get forced out by the guy inside blue base. Snaky says, right, easy kill for me, I'll take that one, clean that one up. Minivat as well, looking down. We see a grenade coming in, Mr. SLGG himself. We'll move over to Punisher's POV after what an amazing Game 3 he had against Pacemaking Pandas earlier on. Cristola just staying alive for a second, making it a little bit harder to kill. Picks up a double, easy one shot there in the hill. Looks up towards Tower 2, nobody there. He's down at Tower 1. Now he's going to run around. You can see Ground Pound Town coming in. He's going to be weak. Crouch is on the floor though, Bravo, to avoid any incoming AR damage.
Yeah, good stuff there. I have to say, that was 3 dead for the moment here, so we might see a little bit of a turn of the tides than we saw in those first few seconds. But so far, pretty even here, of course, as we're about to be tied 13-13.
That was beautiful. He read it so perfectly, and he predicted exactly what was going to happen. He knew we were going to get shot, so he just got on his knees, kept on shooting. The bullets missed him, stayed alive. We're going to see Supremacy taking a very, very early lead. Looking for triple cap once again. This will be the second time consecutively they will get this. If they do, nobody's challenging. He comes for the guy coming around the corner. Hits Snaky with the 1, 2, 3. Takes him down. Oh my God, SLG. He actually looked up through. So he's going to be Soda's POV. He jumps up, looks, sees what's going on, and he knows exactly where he's going to be.
Of course, and just a reminder for the folks at home, the winning team here will qualify for the World Championships. And Sims, you and I were talking about it before this match even started. What a story it would be for French Halo if the French here can advance, I mean, right here, and not even have to face on the LCQ. You and I were saying it would be the biggest international, performance from a French squad.
I mean, back in the day during Halo 4, Halo 3, we did see a couple of French rosters doing well at some of the UK Open events, but nothing to the state of what this Supremacy roster has been doing. Snaky will pick up a very easy double kill. Looking for a triple. Yes, he gets it down in the kill feed. He has been taken down, so that's 3 down for Supremacy. They could force the triple themselves. At the moment, though, I like exactly what Flux is doing. He's just chilling over here, making sure nobody can flank around, taking side blue. Pit's finally getting tagged up, so he's going to creep down, just touch the end of it, spins around, out in the courtyard. Here's the call. That's going to be an easy kill for him. There's a second one in front of him. Doesn't actually manage to land, as Fragger will take him out from the air. We're on SLG's POV at the moment. I think it'd be only fair to stick with him through the death screen.
That's right. I mean, SLG, the folks at home who have been checking him out, also I know everyone here has been getting hyped. I loved his post-game interview too. I personally think he's set up to be a future Bond villain with his revenge call-outs there, as he's able to win that last series 3-0, but he's a hero. The way he played on Plaza Strongholds, I was talking as we're sitting in the stands and watching, the way he moves around the map, right? There's times when SLG, he's playing against the best players in Europe, yet there's moments where he's pulling off these flanks, and it feels like 15, 20, 30 seconds go by where no one's even shooting back at him.
I believe some of these pips may be wrong. I'm looking at some of the kill feeds, and when we see a kill come in, it's actually predicting the wrong person. So Andy, let's move across to spectator mode, because we'll have the name bars on there. We'll also get the player outlines as well, so we can show you guys at home exactly what's going on in the bigger picture. Flux and Kimbo, 2 members of Supremacy, will drop down. Thankfully, we've got a little bit of a buffer coming out of Supremacy. They've got 44 points on the board, as opposed to Infused 30. So a 14-point lead, still very, very fragile, still early game, everything to play for. Everyone's starting to rotate outside, so in around 15 seconds time, look for that OS to be dropping. 1, 2, 3 red outlines. There it is, jumps out, and that's going to be a free and easy OS for Big Daddy Kimbo. Now rotating around, he's got his eyes on the prize, which is blue base. Let's push the tri-cap.
Yeah, exactly. I think you see those moments right there where everything kind of slows down for a second. You called it perfectly, Sims. Everything resets and everyone goes outside as those power-ups drop, and the game is so close here, 42-44. Kimbo, like you said, still about a half overshield in hand, so a chance for them to run away with it here.
It's going to be Punisher dropping down. Grenades coming in thick and fast, though. Kimbo just standing his ground, keeping track of that pit, making sure no one can take it. Sola's there, jumps up. Will at least take off the OS, so that's been burnt now. But again, all this defense coming on pit, it's really put the pressure back on Team Infused. They are forced to, you know, just stand the ground. They can do what they want at the moment. Grenades are coming in thick and fast. He did get a hit marker. We're going to see Blue Ben more than likely, excuse me, Blue Base more than likely transition back into the hands of Supremacy. And really at this moment in the time they need it, because they're getting triple caps on. It's happening and it's ticking away for quite some time.
It's 4 dead right there. Look at the top right of your screen, Sims. Now 1 respawns, another one that's 4 dead, and it was a long 4 dead, as you saw. Like, they're both dying around really at the same time, so that's going to give them a chance. Look at this now, 65 to 44. All credit in the world has to go to Kimbo, right? Perfectly used overshield. If he didn't use the overshield as well as he did on that last sequence, we could still be tied here around the 50-point mark. However, that is not the case. Beautiful stuff here from Infused.
They're only down by a fair bit. You know, Infused have brought it back. Supremacy just need to clear their heads and carry on as normal. SLG down in the pit himself. The aggression, though, poking back out. We're going to see Punisher come round, get the call out, but there is one on fans. 2 plots will transfer back into the hands of Supremacy. And now, once again, we're pushing the triple. We got Punisher, though, up on the blue BI. Can he defend blue base? He hasn't. He's actually rotated round to fans to stop anybody coming around and maybe block off pit, because that's the next place. This is the next place they need to be going. We're going to see one that's going to be Kimbo trying to, but look, they're actually being a nuisance. Fair enough, they've got blue base, but they're keeping him trapped back in it.
That's it. Look at that. And they're going to rotate over. That's what I'm talking about with SLG. The speed at which he can rotate to help his team. Sims, you were talking about it earlier, how he totally disregarded a power weapon just to help a teammate with a one-shot. The stuff I'm seeing from SLG is he knows exactly where to be, when he needs to get there, trying to, of course, use that plasma pistol, but is able to take it down.
I think he actually may have potentially shot his teammate there.
I think that's what it looked like as well. They're going to actually be several dead now. That's going to be 3 dead for the moment now, 1 will respawn, but it's going to be actually, I think we're going to see SLG with that camo once again. So I do want to get back over there as he does stay alive and now makes his way back over to Red Yard.
Going in for the defense. Unfortunately, Spartan Chach hits the pylon. There's 2 of them there to at least turn face. Only 3 points behind. Still ticking away. 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Going straight outside. Look at this rotation. Diving across. They have, unfortunately, for Supremacy taken back. Blue needs to be careful. I can possibly see a ninja coming up. No, he will fall. So great defense there coming out of Team Infused. 3 of them collapse on bottom pit. They're still keeping the 2 cap.
That's it. Look at this, 80 to 74. It was just 65 to 40. So such a back and forth match between these 2 squads. But Flux and Crew now up 82 to 74. Looks like SLG trying to get cheeky with that ninja. Not to happen here, but we're hitting the final steps, final strokes of this game, Sims.
Yep, indeed. 2 players will drop down. Pit's going to be there as well. Solar has no idea where these bullets are coming from, but the defense is there. Comes around the corner. It's the form of SLG. 1, 2, 3. Kimbo with a double. That's pretty much going to be all she wrote. You know, at the moment in time, they are struggling to really get themselves together. Yeah,
SLG, only player alive. As you saw us cycle through those death screens, he really has to get something special here. He's in a terrible position, tries to make it to red. It's a fantastic idea, but just doesn't have the support. His teammates are coming in just about a second late here.
And look at that. I'm not entirely sure which player that is up on the platform. Unless he can get this, it would be a godsend. He's going to come from above, rotates outside, jumps into the top of the window, drops down single-handedly, just locking down blue base. That is going to get them game number 1 going in the hands of Team Infused.
All right, and Infused coming out with a pretty strong start there, 174. I mean, it was back and forth, tied at different moments. Infused ran away with it for a second, and they're able to close it out. But, you know, for SLG and Crew, you know, you see they're going to pop up right away on the other side of the stage. You know, I think they know they can play much better. The series they just came off of, they looked so much stronger, but as you and I talked about, Infused looks like a top team. If you missed it earlier, Infused series with Fabi was, I'll say, one of the finest series I've seen in live European tournament Halo play. You know, scaring the likes of Fabi. People are kind of wondering, gosh, what's going to happen here? Yeah. Is Fabi not going to qualify? Are they going to have to fight through losers finals as well? But they made the statement, but at the same time, Infused also made a statement there. And they're able to win. You know, they put up a good fight, and now they're up 1 game in this series.
Take a look at the strongholds captured. Then SLG and Flux at the top, doing the most captures. Fair enough. He went 11 and 13 negative, but it wasn't about that. It was all about getting those plots. So not having the best game. 16 assists, which is fair credit to him, but 9 and 19, not the best KDA. Total kills, 65 went in the hands of Team Infused, 49 going in the hands of Supremacy. So definitely getting outslayed in that department. However, it's all about the W when it comes to an objective game type.
That's right, yeah, and looking at the damage dealt as well, tells a little bit of the story. You got 2 players breaking 2,000 damage there, Flux and Snaky, and Kimbo and Cristola right behind him, just about the 2K mark on the other side. It's really only Fragger who is able to break that, so lots more damage being laid down across the entire map, and the scoreboard certainly shows that in the end.
So we will get this game number 2 underway very, very shortly. Kimbo at the moment, just the Lone Ranger chilling over there, getting comfortable as we set up for what will be, I believe, if I can find my game times, it's actually going to be Rig Slayer. So Andy, talk to me about the Rig and kind of what you saw in that previous matchup, how this transitions on into game number 2.
Yeah, I'm personally really excited to see the Rig Slayer was game 2 for this series, especially because I'm only jumping in here for the first 2 games of this series. I'm gonna hand it over back to Strongside just after this game. Appreciate having me here, but I was excited to see that I'm gonna be able to cast a Rig Slayer 2. One of my favorite game types, very similar to a lot of different maps have been played throughout Halo history. There's a lot of comparisons that can be made, but more importantly, for this Supremacy side, I think it's a good game type for number 2 because it's a game type they can really slow down. We also have seen SLG, the wild angles that he can run around with right on this map. For him, it's just a jungle gym. He just runs around and the way that he can kind of catch teams off guard. It's a great opportunity for them to play at their speed. If they want to play this game quick, they can do that. But if they're unhappy with how hectic Empire Strongholds was, and it's going to be hectic every single time no matter who you're playing, Rig Slayer is a game type where you can actually change that story. You can take control. Even if you're down by a few kills, there's a lot of checks and balances on the map that force a team to play it slowly, and you can't really run away unless you get certain controls, certain spawn cycles. So if you're a Supremacy fan, this game type is a good opportunity to reset that series.
Supremacy just need to keep playing their game, though. They can't get their heads down. They've been playing some awesome, awesome Halo this weekend. You know, and I think that's kind of slightly in par with what happened to them on day number 1 when we saw the Pandas knock them down into loser bracket. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, expected that one coming. Everyone always says, don't bet against the Bucks, and honestly, fair play to them. They made it here. They took out Epsilon as well.
Yep.
They deserve that top 4 finish. But this is what it's all about now for this team. One of these 2 teams, they're booking a ticket to Burbank. You know, they're going to get 4 tickets. They're going all the way to California and play for their share of $1 million alongside Fab E. There's a lot on the line. The loser of this, unfortunately, will be going home, and they have to drop to what I can only call a gauntlet, which will be the online LCQ. There's going to be a lot of teams gunning for that last spot in Europe. That online run is going to be hard.
Yeah, you want to win it here. You absolutely
100%.
want to win this event.
This is the easiest route to do it.
It is, they've fought long enough they've earned these spots here, like we said earlier. You know, the Supremacy guys, it'd be such a statement for French Halo for them. On Infused, a lot of the names are becoming kind of household names, right? We've seen Snaky, Kimbo, Cristola, Flux play so often, and they're so commonly so often on these stages. On the Supremacy side, though, what a story it would be. You can bet that whichever team does fall here, first of all, what a heartbreaking defeat, right? I mean, you can either advance to Worlds and then play Fabi for a good bit of change as well as bragging rights in Europe, or you can drop here and be forced to play in the LCQ. So really, there couldn't be more on the line for this series.
I mean, both teams are so evenly matched, and I kind of said this earlier on. I still believe in French Magic, and I still believe if they don't qualify here today, they will qualify online because that is an absolute god squad. But I still stand by my initial statement earlier on. I think this team right now, what you're looking at on-screen, Team Infused, they shouldn't be here. They should be already sat down up in the grand finals. I'm sorry, it was a massive choke.
I mean, and that certainly could be how they're feeling. And with as confident and as experienced as these players are, you're right. I think there's a lot, there's a chip on their shoulder now because taking Fabi to Game 5 and losing in the way they did, I believe it was a Plaza Slayer, right?
Yeah.
Losing the way they did, some potential, the sniper rotations that didn't really work out for them. If you ask me, Fabi got to get out of jail free card in that end of that game, and I think it's Infused who gave it to them. So now they really have to prove that they deserve to be at Worlds.
Fabi didn't lose that game. They literally handed it, pretty much. They were handed it by Team Infused. It was incredible, but hey, that's in the past. We're in the now. Infused took game number 1, 100 points to 74 on Empire Strongholds. Game number 2 coming up on your screen. The players are back. It's going to be Rig Team Slayer. I don't know about you, Andy. Whose POV you want to be kicking off?
You know, I have to say I'm curious to see what SLG and crew are going to be able to do in this one. I think it'd be fair to start it off with him, possibly jump into a Zerber shortly after that. But let's kick things off here with SLG on Supremacy.
Team Captain Norman. You can see now his name is there. We are alive. It's time to rock and roll. Grenades coming in thick and fast. Scatter shots there. Gets that one easy peasy lemon squeezy. No one's going to be coming up on the stairwell or by the pipes. Otherwise, they're going to be getting a face full of orange. quite, with how much is on the line, Andy, I can see this one. I want to safely say it's going to be a slow one.
And I'm going to say Camo was just grabbed there by Punisher. We didn't see it off screen, but that's going to be a burn there right around the 35 mark, so keep an eye on that. Also, Solar does have the sniper rifle in hand, so we'll go ahead to teammate over to him to see exactly what's going on his side of the screen. So keep in mind that was a Camo burn. Sniper rifle still in play, but man, is he ever getting pushed.
Yeah, he's getting pushed hard. Look to him now to opt to try and jump off the map. I thought that's what he's going to do.
Yep.
Which he doesn't. He's actually going to, unfortunately, hand that to a Team Infused member. I was looking for where SLG was because SLG had that scatter shot, and I was hoping that was going to be support on his defense. But you know what? They just Infused. They flooded. They absolutely flooded White and flooded Corridor. They came down back rail. They bagged themselves a sniper rifle. You're going to be seeing a couple of grenades, and then Snaky, he answers back for all the damage that SLG's been doing, puts one between his eyes.
And I really love that play. You see, they go down for an early 2-5 lead. Like you said, they put a lot of effort, a lot of resources around this back corner area to take down the sniper. They go down early by a few kills, but so far it's really kept them in control. Despite being down by 3, they do have sniper rifle, a few shots left, so not a terrible decision. We'll have to see if it pans out, though.
Snaky doing a little bit of work. If a man can snipe, it's this young gentleman. Going to move across to BR, checking it out. No one's there. Rotates backwards, and one of his teammates has gone down. He does have some spot right behind. You can see him on the radar there. Back rail and behind him on the old carbine spawn. He's moving outwards. We can see the player outlines. He's going to sit up there on pipes, checking it out. Someone down in basement. Also, 1, 2, 3 members of... Oh, there he is, Fragger. Yep, indeed. He will drop also. I'm actually being told, Andy, we do have a Team Infused listening and ready. So let's jump on into the gentlemen on this roster and have a listen to just what they've got to say as we try to clean this one out.
Is he pushing you? No.
I'm here. I'm
just gonna go engine, fuck it.
I'm here now.
I'm gonna just try mix.
No,
straight.
Is it 36 there?
Yeah, 36 now.
Just don't push too far, Hamza.
I'm trying to make a play, man.
I got one. He's on snipe crouch, and he's crouching on snipe. The scatter, scatter max.
Yeah, he's one shot. Look,
On D2, I think.
Top rail, get off. Top rail, don't charge, Robbie.
I killed the camera.
Nice, push, got the rail. Let's two things like barrels again.
One guy weak, one guy bottom rail.
Here. Nice.
Camera 24.
Nice.
Okay, call someone block bunker if you can.
I'm gonna try hide bomb nest on camera, right?
Bunker now. Yeah, roll straight down, top
Yeah.
One shot, top rail. Look at him. Let's go. Oh, man. E2 and bunker. E2, SMG. Look at bunker. Bunker might kill me. Top rail, kill me. Alright, let's get back.
I'm trying to
I'm a sniper.
You get it.
White corner. There's one now. Alright, we have snipe, boys. I'll get your carbon. I'll get your carbon.
Okay. Watch your E2. I got him.
Waiting on carbine for you. Waiting on carbine for you. Come back.
Watch what you want, Solo. Watch what you want.
Look at a sec anyway.
Solo.
We'll get back E.
Slow play.
Nice, good kill, Robbie.
I might die here. Let's go, barrels on me.
Can you dash?
E2, boys, E2. I'll see you one.
One guy top rail.
Watch out, bunker.
Watch your base.
Nice.
Let's start.
Yeah.
2-kill lead, but still extremely fragile. Supremacy putting on the heat now. Still that 2-kill lead again, but transferring back. Kill after kill, trade after trade. Things looking a little bit messy. Grenades going in. We've got SLG and his teammate below him. I believe that might be Punisher. SLG out on the Batman ledge. Will jump down and hide beneath Nest. Punisher doesn't get the call, though. Turns around with a storm rifle. Lights him up, beats him down. Down he goes. Sticks another point on the board. Flux gets the blunt end of SLG's Magnum. Grenades are coming in, though, from up there in Tower 2. He's sticking out by Fragger.
Yes, indeed. And right now, we're still pretty close. Once again, these two teams neck and neck, and you wouldn't really expect anything less here, but so slowly starting to pull away is the Supremacy roster here, 23-18. One thing I really love that I'm seeing from these guys, and look at the discipline there from SLG to just watch the spawns, wait for his teammates to push out, and now just making sure no one pushes low. I think that's one of the defining qualities of SLG is the very sharp decision-making and lots of discipline in his gameplay, able to pick up that kill off of a call-out undoubtedly, but look at this, slowly picking away here. Now they're up by 6.
Yep, that's all they need to do. They would, before, how it seemed to play out, they were just trading 1 for 1. Nobody whatsoever even bothering to challenge Camo, more than likely. Oh, he just didn't actually see him because he was crouching, walking.
And this is what I'm talking about. SLG, right? He grabbed that camo. By the way, that was around the 24 mark, so keep an eye on that around the 524 mark for that next camo. We'll undoubtedly see that next camo pop. But look at SLG, the way he moves around the map. Right here, he might get caught off by Flux, so I imagine he'll retreat on this ledge for just a second. But despite his very crafty camo work here, they're actually only up by 2, so that lead has pretty much diminished.
Yeah, Infused across the board have just been, again, putting some more power in the back pocket. Still with SLG though, just creeping around with this camo, bobbing and weaving, ducking and diving, hoping no one sees him. Turns around, gets the call out, that Flux is there, takes that easy kill, looks up as we see Kimbo comes flying through. Kristola outside on the seawall as well, but the support is real. Snakey comes in with a BR, takes him out, and manages to keep his teammates' dreams alive. Snakey also in the kill feed, that will be a double. He takes down Solar with that scar shot. You just saw it there in his hands, glowing brightly orange. Fragger, though, will manage to at least eliminate Snakey from the game there for just a second, and hopefully transfer that scar shot into a Supremacy's member's hands.
Yeah, now over to Snakey as he comes off the respawn. So still super close here in this game, 28-31. On that last push, SLG, he had everything he needed. He was behind them right with that DMR, but it felt like the timing was just a split second off with his teammates. They're pushing it on Tower 2. It looked like they had maybe a little bit too much pressure because they couldn't make that push here from the suppressor corner. So in the end, it's going to stay here right around the 2-kill difference.
Looking at the kill feed, Kimbo Kristola take down 2. Snakey wipes up Punisher. There's another player there, though, that's half shield. He's tanking him up at least, looking for the call out, the assist middle down in the corner. It's still not coming. Yes, it is. Kristola takes out Fragger there. Another red dot appears on the radar, so he's going to be spinning around, rotating to see where this guy is. It's going to be Solar. Yes, it is indeed. But again, this team shot, Andy, it's real right now, and it's really got them back into this game.
It is great help from Flux there. You see he has a sniper rifle in hand. We'll go ahead and go over to his screen now. A 1-kill game, like you said. Not only are they back in it now, they have this small lead. 5 minutes on the clock, plenty of time to play, and if they can keep this up through these next drops, I think I said a 524 camo if I'm not mistaken, so that should already be in play as I scan across the screens. I think we might have just seen a burn. No, off screen is going to be a Kimbo grab right there. That player that Flux is looking for does have the camo, and he was able to stay alive, so we're going to keep an eye on that on the second screen for you.
Bang, there's a snapshot. See you later, Solar. He will drop. Punisher takes out Kristola as well. Finally, the sniper rifle is eliminated from the game for now. Let's hop on board with a Supremacy member. In fact, no, we'll go to Kimbo because he's still got camo. Half of it as well. No one's even bothered with this when the time is ticking down. That's an easy kill for him. Grenade goes in, looking for hit marker. See if anybody else is behind him. Drops to his knees. You are off the radar when you have this camo, but if you are walking rather fast, you will still appear as he just takes down Whitehall. Punisher there. He's realized he's got a scatter shot. The noise and the beeps in the background shows you are running out of camo. Be extremely careful here. And I just like the passive play, you know, not going all guns blazing. There's a lot of people, and when you get a grenade chucked at you like that.
I was thinking the exact same thing you were, Sims. I liked the passive play until he turned the corner and there were 3 people and a grenade at his feet.
Looking at him.
So a little bit potentially overextends just a bit, but not to panic just yet. I mean, the Supremacy side's got to be feeling good. 4-kill lead here, 4 minutes to go. Not another camo for a little while, so if they can pick off 1 to 2 more kills here, that could seal the game for them, excuse me, but they do need to play quite disciplined.
I like what they're doing, holding back, but you need to be very careful. I've seen this happen too many times where a team will turtle into a corner, go full-blown defensive, raise the shields up, put the wall and just hope for the best, and it sometimes doesn't work. Dives on in, nothing else he can do, but I like the play. At least get him half shield. Punisher comes in and saps one up. Still only a 3-kill deficit. Double kill coming out of Punisher now. Fair enough, we knew we were going to die, but I love the play. Dive in, let's get a beat down on him, put him half shields. Teammate comes in, gets the kill. They've still got a 4-kill lead, so trade for trade right now. Going pretty well. Kristola and Kimbo, they pull 2 back, managed to put them in the bag. 45-43. This one's going to come all the way down to the wire. Kimbo's there with the scatter shot. No kill from either side. Thankfully, he gets away with his life.
I don't understand how Kimbo or SLG would have survived there. Finally, it's a Solar shot that kills Kimbo, so 47-43. These last few moments panning out for Supremacy.
Everything panic mode now for Supremacy. They only need 2 more to take game number 2, do Supremacy, and that's going to be it. Solar and SLG work together. They stick them in the bag. 43-50 will be the final kill score. Looking at the Rig Team Slayer. What an awesome set of events. Back and forth, Andy, for quite some time. But at the end, Supremacy, they clutched it up and they got the win.
They did indeed. Now, as we take a look at the stats, you know, Supremacy, I have to say, they had to be feeling pretty confident throughout that whole match, right? They led by a few at several different moments. But man, do I have to say, that had to be, you took the words out of my mouth, panic mode for Supremacy, because they're up by about 4 to 5, and moments later it's 45-43. Taking a look now at the stats, 15-9 there from SLG. He continues to lead his squad vocally and on the scoreboard. I don't know. I will never understand how that happened with, I think it was SLG and Kimbo in Tower 2, and neither one exchanged a kill, as both were panicking to get out of there. But my goodness, here we are tied 1-1. Couldn't have asked for a better game number 2. And as both you and Wonderboy predicted, we could certainly be going the distance.
All right, then, Andy, I want to say thank you very much for joining us here on the cast desk. We are going to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen, while we swap in Mr. Strongside. We'll be back in just a second, guys. Don't go anywhere.